My beloved child, stop and listen to me now. Do not scroll past these words, for I am speaking directly to your heart. You did not find this message by chance. You are here because I have called you here, and I have appointed this very moment as an answer to the questions that have been stirring in your soul. I know the weariness you carry, the battles you have fought, the nights you have spent searching for meaning, wondering if I still see you, if I still hear you. And I say to you now, yes, I see you. Yes, I hear you. And yes, I have chosen you for something greater than the struggles that have tried to define your days. This moment is not ordinary. It is a sacred doorway. You have been led here because it is time for you to awaken. It is time for you to remember the power I placed within you when I formed you in my image. The world has pressed heavy upon your shoulders, trying to convince you that life just happens to you, that you are at the mercy of fate and circumstance. But hear my voice now. You are not a victim of chance. You are my chosen one, and I am calling you into creator mode, a new way of living where you step out of limitation and into the authority of the life I have entrusted to you. What you are about to hear is not just encouragement, it is revelation. It is the truth you have been waiting for, the answer to the quiet ache within you. This message will remind you of who you truly are and what you were created to become. Pay attention, for I am inviting you to rise, to embrace the divine alignment of this very hour, and to step boldly into your destiny. If you feel my spirit stirring within you, declare it now. Comment Sajjanam 777 below as a sign of your faith. Share this message so it reaches others I am calling, and let your commitment echo into eternity. My beloved child, hear me as I speak to you now. I have placed you in the driver's seat of your destiny. I have given you authority to direct the road ahead with intention, courage, and faith. This is what it means to step into creator mode, to rise from the posture of surviving into the power of creating, to move from being carried by circumstances into the position of one who steers with purpose. Creator mode is freedom. It is the lifting of every chain that has ever whispered that you were powerless, that you were a victim, that life was something that simply happened to you. In creator mode, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstance, of past failures, or of the lies that have told you your best days are behind you. Instead, you are liberated, released from the prison of small thinking and fear, and you are reminded of the vastness of the power I have already placed inside you. For within you resides the very breath of the eternal, the spark of my spirit, the same power that spoke galaxies into being and stretched the heavens with a word. When I created the stars, the oceans, the mountains, and the life that fills this earth, that same energy, that same authority, I wove into your very being. Do you not remember what is written in my word? In Genesis 1:27, I declared, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." This was no casual phrase, no idle statement. It was my eternal decree that you are not a mere creature among many. You are a reflection of me. And if you bear my image, then you also bear my capacity to create, to shape, to bring forth life, beauty, and purpose. Just as I, the creator of heaven and earth, fashioned all that exists out of nothing, so too have I placed within you the power to fashion your own world out of the raw material of thought, intention, and faith. And you are not here to simply endure existence. You are here to participate with me in creation itself. Pause for a moment and let this truth sink into your heart. The same Spirit that hovered over the waters at the dawn of creation, the same breath that parted seas and raised the dead, is alive within you now. This is not metaphor. This is reality. My Spirit is not distant, not reserved for prophets and saints of ages past, but present and dwelling within you. You have been given access to the same current of divine energy that sustains the stars in their courses and commands the tides to rise and fall. You are invited to draw from it, to align with it, to become a vessel through which my creative power flows into the world. But here lies the question you must face with honesty. What will you do with this power? For to be entrusted with creation is not a trivial gift. It is a holy responsibility, one that carries weight, one that requires discernment, humility, and love. Too many live their lives unaware of this truth, sleepwalking through their days, allowing fear, doubt, and the opinions of others to dictate their direction. But you, my chosen one, have been awakened to something greater. I have pulled back the veil so you may see that you are not merely subject to life. You are co-architect of it. And so I ask you now, as I asked Adam in the garden when I entrusted him with the naming of creation, how will you use what I have placed in your hands? Will you continue to hand over your authority to fear, to regret, to the limitations others have placed upon you? Or will you rise and take hold of the steering wheel of your life with the confidence that I, your God, am with you, guiding you, strengthening you, partnering with you every step of the way? Do not shrink back into the shadows of doubt. Do not allow your past mistakes or your present struggles to define the boundaries of what you can create. For when I look at you, I do not see your failures. I see the reflection of my own image, my own potential, my own creative fire. And I call that forth in you now. Understand this deeply. Creator mode is not about striving in your own strength, nor is it about pretending that difficulties do not exist. No. Creator mode is about shifting your posture from victimhood to victory, from resignation to resolve, from waiting for life to happen to you to actively shaping the course of your destiny with me. It is about remembering that every thought you think, every word you speak, every choice you make is infused with creative power. For as you believe in your heart, so shall it be. Proverbs 23:7. Your life is not a random series of accidents. It is the canvas upon which you and I paint together. And every brushstroke matters. You may ask, but Lord, how can I hold such power when I am so flawed, when I have stumbled so many times? Hear me well. It was never your perfection that qualified you, but my Spirit within you. Do you think I did not know your weaknesses when I chose you? I chose you precisely because in your weakness, my strength is made perfect. Creator mode is not about denying your humanity. It is about embracing your divine inheritance as my child. When you lean into me, when you align your heart with my will, then even your flaws become instruments of grace, and even your scars shine as evidence of redemption. Beloved, I want you to see your life differently, no longer as a series of hardships you must endure, but as a divine partnership, an unfolding story in which you have a sacred role. The trials you have walked through, the burdens you have carried, the tears you have shed, none of these were wasted. They have prepared you, refined you, and opened your spirit to hear this very word today. You are being invited now into a new chapter, one where you no longer drift, but direct. No longer wait, but create. No longer surrender to despair, but rise in the fullness of who I have called you to be. So I speak to you now with love and with urgency. Step into the seat of authority I have prepared for you. Take your place as the driver of your destiny, not because you are alone, but because I am with you in every movement, every decision, every dream. Let go of the smallness you once accepted and embrace the vastness of what I can do through you. For truly, I am able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all that you ask or imagine, according to the power that works within you. That power is not far away. It is already alive in you. Use it well. Use it wisely. Use it to build, to heal, to bless, to bring forth life. And now I ask you again, my chosen one, what will you create with me? Beloved, now that you have heard my voice calling you into the authority of creator mode, I want you to understand the weight of what this means. Not everyone has reached this moment of awakening. Most of the world still walks in shadows, unaware of the power that has been entrusted to them since the beginning. Many live day by day on the surface of life, reacting rather than creating, following familiar patterns and surrendering to routines that keep them numb to the deeper reality of who they are. They drift like leaves on the current of circumstance, convinced that life is something that simply happens to them. They respond to what appears, but rarely do they rise above to ask, what can I bring forth? What have I been created to shape? But you are different. You are chosen. Do not mistake this for pride or presumption. It is not a label you place upon yourself, but a truth I am revealing to you now. Being chosen is not about being better than others, nor about boasting of privilege. It is about being prepared. You have walked through fires that have refined you, endured storms that have tested you, and survived trials that could have broken you, but instead have shaped you. These struggles were not meaningless. They were the chisels that carved resilience into your soul, the hands that molded a deeper wisdom within you. While many have allowed their hardships to bury them, you have allowed yours to prepare you. And because of this preparation, you stand ready to step into a calling that few will recognize, yet one that carries eternal weight. Understand this. To be chosen does not mean you have been spared from pain. In fact, it is often the opposite. Those I choose are those I allow to pass through valleys, not to destroy them, but to strengthen them for the path ahead. It is in the struggle that the chosen are forged. The burden of yesterday becomes the preparation for the blessing of tomorrow. Your scars, though hidden or visible, testify not of weakness, but of survival, of lessons learned, of strength acquired. They are the evidence that you have been prepared for something greater. This is why you are here now, listening to my words. This is why your heart is stirred with recognition, even as you hear this message. Most people continue to live bound by the molds of culture, the opinions of others, and the invisible expectations that press upon them. They measure themselves against standards set by the world and adjust their lives to fit inside boxes never meant to hold them. They move with the crowd, silencing the whisper of their own soul, because they fear being misunderstood. Yet those who are chosen cannot remain confined to such boundaries. I did not set my image within you so that you would live according to the patterns of men. I set my image within you so you could rise above, so you could break free of the scripts written by society and instead write with me the script of your own life. The chosen are those who are no longer content to be molded by external forces. Instead, they are invited to mold life itself. They do not surrender their identity to the world's expectations, but align their identity with the truth of who I say they are. The chosen step outside of conformity, not for rebellion's sake, but because they know their steps are ordered by a higher purpose. They recognize that their calling cannot be contained by the narrowness of human approval. And though the crowd may not understand them, I understand them. I delight in their courage to stand apart, to embrace the uniqueness of their journey, and to trust that I am guiding every step. Hear me. You are not called to live as one more face in the multitude, blending into the background of existence. You are called to carry light, to reflect my image in ways that pierce through the ordinary. Your trials have prepared you for this. Your experiences have awakened you to this. Your inner transformation has opened your eyes to see what so many still overlook. You are not bound to the cycles of resignation that trap the masses. You are not chained to the endless repetition of reacting, coping, and surviving. You are chosen to live differently, to rise consciously, to create deliberately. This is what distinguishes those who are chosen. They do not simply endure life. They participate in shaping it. They refuse to hand over their authority to fear, to tradition, or to the invisible tide of expectation. Instead, they look within to the power I have placed there and recognize that they carry the ability to influence the very fabric of their reality. This awareness does not make them arrogant. It humbles them. For to know you carry such power is to know also that it comes with responsibility, and the chosen walk with reverence in that truth. They do not use this gift carelessly or selfishly, but with the intention of aligning their lives to higher meaning, to service, to purpose beyond themselves. Do you see now why your journey has been what it has been? The nights of wrestling with doubt, the seasons of disappointment, the moments when you wondered if I had forgotten you. These were not punishments, but preparations. I allowed you to walk through darkness so that when the light was revealed, you would recognize it. I allowed you to feel the weight of emptiness so that you would treasure fullness when it came. I allowed you to experience limitation so that when freedom appeared, you would step into it with gratitude and determination. This is the path of the chosen. A path that feels lonely at times, misunderstood at times, yet one that leads to a life marked by divine purpose. So now I say to you, rise into the fullness of who you are. Do not compare yourself with those who are content to sleepwalk through existence, for I have called you to awaken. Do not measure yourself by standards that were never written for you, for I have set before you a higher measure. Do not shrink back into the patterns of yesterday, for I am calling you forward into a tomorrow shaped not by chance but by your conscious partnership with me. The chosen ones are not spectators. They are participants in the unfolding of creation itself. They know they are part of something larger, and they embrace it with both humility and boldness. Take this truth to heart. You are chosen to define life, not to be defined by it. You are chosen to carry wisdom born from trial, strength born from struggle, and vision born from faith. While others may surrender to the weight of circumstance, you are invited to step into the authority of creation. This is not an illusion, not a false hope, but a divine reality. I have chosen you, prepared you, refined you, and now I am releasing you into a new way of being. No longer passive, no longer reactive, no longer bound by the molds of men. You are free to stand as a creator with me, shaping your path, influencing your world, and walking in the fullness of your calling. This is the difference of the chosen. This is the mantle I now lay upon you. Embrace it, walk in it, live it, and know that as you do, you are never alone. For I, the Lord your God, am walking with you every step of the way. Let me take you deeper into the very essence of what I am calling you into. You must not only know that you are chosen, but you must also understand what it means to live in the place I have prepared for you. This place is creator mode, and I tell you now, this is not a metaphor, not a poetic idea, but a living reality. To step into creator mode is to step into the fullness of your identity as my child. To rise from the position of one who merely occupies space into the authority of one who builds, shapes, and establishes. You are not a tenant, living temporarily in a reality you cannot change. You are an architect, a co-creator with me, entrusted with the sacred work of designing and shaping the life that unfolds before you. Creator mode is the difference between drifting and directing, between waiting and creating, between resignation and authority. It is the recognition that the world you see outside of you begins within you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your inner meditations, they are not small or powerless. They are the seeds that determine what grows in the field of your life. This is why I declared in Proverbs 23:7, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." Do you understand the weight of this truth? You become what you allow to live within your heart. The reality you experience is shaped first in the soil of your inner world. If you allow fear, doubt, and limitation to take root, then your life will reflect those fruits. But if you cultivate faith, vision, and alignment with my spirit, then your life will blossom with the abundance of my design. Do not underestimate the power of a single thought. For thoughts become words, words become actions, and actions shape the entire course of your destiny. Every architect begins with a blueprint, and every blueprint begins with an idea drawn in the mind. So it is with you. The life you live is not random. It is built upon the inner structures you have accepted as truth. And in creator mode, you awaken to this reality. You stop surrendering your power to circumstance, and you begin to draw the blueprint of your future with intention. You realize that you are not helpless, but equipped with the very mind and spirit of the Creator Himself. Yet I want you to hear this clearly. Creator mode is not about striving alone, nor is it about attempting to manipulate the world by your willpower. No, creator mode is partnership. It is union with me, an active cooperation with the divine that sustains all things. To walk in creator mode is to align your thoughts with my thoughts, your vision with my vision, your will with my will. It is not an invitation to create apart from me, but with me, through me, and for me. For apart from me, you can do nothing, but with me, all things are possible. When you step into this partnership, the energy that moves the galaxies becomes the current that moves through you, guiding and empowering every choice, every step, every creation. Consider this. When I created the heavens and the earth, I spoke words into the void, and my words carried power because they were aligned with my eternal intention. In the same way, when you enter creator mode, your words and thoughts gain weight because they are no longer random. They are aligned with divine purpose. This alignment is what transforms your inner world into an engine of creation. Without alignment, your thoughts scatter like chaff in the wind. With alignment, they take root, they grow, and they manifest in ways that shape not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. To be in creator mode is to live awake, to no longer slumber in the illusion that life is happening outside of your control. It is to rise into the awareness that every choice you make is a brushstroke upon the canvas of your destiny. It is to take responsibility for the reality you are shaping, knowing that you are painting with colors I have already placed in your hand. Some resist this truth because responsibility feels heavy. They prefer to believe that life is simply fate, that they are powerless to change what comes. But those who are chosen know better. They embrace responsibility not as a burden, but as a sacred privilege. For they know that I have entrusted them with the gift of creation, because I trust them to use it wisely. My beloved, do not dismiss this calling. You were never created to be a tenant in someone else's design. You were never meant to wander aimlessly in a structure built by fear, tradition, or the expectations of others. I called you to rise as the architect of your own universe, a builder of truth, a shaper of possibility. This does not mean you will never face storms or opposition, but it means that even in the storm, you carry the authority to design how you will walk through it. You may not control the winds, but you command the direction of your sails. You may not prevent the night, but you can choose to carry the light. This is the essence of creator mode. The conscious decision to live not as a captive of circumstance, but as a co-creator of destiny. Do you feel the weight of this invitation? It is not a shallow thing. To step into creator mode is to recognize that you carry the image of the divine within you, and with that image comes authority, responsibility, and purpose. It is to live intentionally, refusing to waste your days in passivity. It is to say with conviction, I am here for more than survival. I am here to create, to shape, to bring forth. This awareness transforms how you see yourself, how you see your challenges, and how you see the world. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to create new paths. Every limitation becomes an invitation to innovate. Every closed door becomes a reminder to build a new one. This is why creator mode is not only about what you desire, but about who you become in the process. For as you align with me, as you create with intention, you are being shaped into the fullness of my likeness. You learn patience, faith, wisdom, and humility. You learn to listen more deeply to my voice, to trust my timing, and to honor the power I have placed within you. In creator mode, you are not just producing outcomes, you are being transformed. You become more than a maker of things. You become a reflection of me, the eternal creator. So I ask you again, my beloved, what will you create? Will you continue to allow your inner world to be filled with fear, doubt, and the limitations others have placed upon you? Or will you cultivate faith, vision, and hope, and allow those seeds to grow into a life that radiates my glory? The choice is yours, and I have placed before you life and abundance. Take hold of it. Live awake. Live as the architect of your reality, knowing that as you create with me, you step into the very purpose for which you were born. This is creator mode. This is the calling I have spoken over you. Step into it now with faith, with courage, and with the assurance that I am with you always. Beloved, this way of living is not merely about power or privilege. It is about responsibility. To be entrusted with creation is not a casual gift. It is a sacred calling. I did not breathe my spirit into you so that you would use it recklessly or selfishly. I gave you this power so that you might rise into courage, integrity, and commitment. These are the pillars upon which Creator Mode stands. Without them, the gift turns hollow, and the very power meant to build can easily be misused to destroy. Remember my word well. I say in Luke 12:48, "To whom much is given, much will be required." This is not a suggestion, it is a decree. If I have awakened you to the awareness of your creative authority, it is because I trust you to carry it with reverence. But trust also means accountability. Every thought you shape, every word you release, every intention you set carries weight not only for your life, but also for the lives that your life touches. You do not live in isolation. Your choices ripple outward into families, communities, and generations. Therefore, stepping into Creator Mode is not only about claiming your freedom, it is about embracing the profound responsibility of shaping reality in alignment with truth, love, and righteousness. The chosen cannot treat this lightly, for once you have seen, you cannot unsee. Once you have awakened, you cannot go back to sleep. There is no return to the ignorance of drifting, no return to the passivity of believing life just happens. The moment you step into Creator Mode, you cross a threshold from which there is no retreat. And yes, this truth will stir unease in your spirit, for it requires you to shed the comfort of old ways. It calls you out of the familiar into the unknown, and that transition always carries tension. It is natural to feel the weight of fear when stepping beyond what you once knew. But I tell you, fear is not your enemy here. Fear is simply the trembling of your soul as it recognizes the vastness of what lies before you. Do not let this unease drive you backward. Let it instead remind you that you are moving into new territory. For transformation will always unsettle the old self. The part of you that grew accustomed to limitation, to smallness, to resignation, will resist this shift. For it knows that once you fully step into Creator Mode, its hold on you will be broken forever. But this is why I have called you to courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of fear. It is the resolve to trust my voice above the tremors of doubt. And integrity, how vital this is. For what good is power if it is not guided by righteousness? To live in Creator Mode without integrity is to build castles upon sand, structures that will one day collapse beneath their own corruption. But when you live with integrity, when your heart and actions align with truth, you become unshakable. Your creations carry the fragrance of eternity because they are rooted in me. This is why I do not give this gift lightly. The universe itself responds not to words alone, but to the purity of intention behind them. If you create from selfish ambition or pride, what you build will crumble. But if you create from love, service, and alignment with my will, then what you build will endure. This is the challenge of Creator Mode. To recognize that power is never neutral. It is always shaped by the heart that wields it. You must ask yourself continually, why am I creating this? What is the spirit behind my intention? For motives matter as much as actions. This is the burden of the chosen, not to live carelessly, but to live with constant awareness of the responsibility that rests upon their shoulders. And yes, the path of Creator Mode will test your commitment. You will face moments when it feels easier to slip back into passivity, to let life happen without effort, to surrender your authority to fear or convenience. But once you have been awakened, such surrender will never bring peace again. You will feel restless in complacency, unsettled in resignation, for your spirit will know you are denying your true identity. To turn back would be to live half alive, and I did not call you into awakening so that you could choose slumber once more. Therefore I say to you, count the cost. Creator mode is not for the faint of heart. It will ask you to walk with courage when fear whispers retreat. It will require you to hold integrity even when compromise appears easier. It will demand that you remain committed even when the path grows heavy. But know this, though the weight is great, the reward is greater still. For as you carry this responsibility with humility and faith, you will discover the fullness of the life I intended for you. The life where creation and purpose meet, where destiny unfolds with meaning, where your soul aligns with eternity. This responsibility is holy. You must carry it as a steward, not as an owner. For while I have placed power within you, it is always meant to flow through you, not simply for you. When you create an alignment with me, your life becomes a vessel through which my will is revealed in the world. You are not just shaping your own path, you are contributing to the greater tapestry of creation. Your obedience, your courage, your integrity, they do not only impact your journey, they ripple outward into the collective, influencing lives you may never see, reaching generations yet unborn. This is why I require much of you, because the weight of your calling is not confined to you alone. And so, beloved, do not despise the unease you feel as you cross this threshold. It is the stretching of your spirit into a new dimension. It is the breaking of old chains and the birthing of a new reality. It is proof that transformation is taking place. The discomfort you feel is not a sign of failure, but of growth. Just as the seed must break to bring forth the tree, so must your old self break to release the fullness of who you are becoming. Take courage in this truth. I am with you in the weight of this responsibility. I do not ask you to carry it alone. I do not awaken you and then abandon you to figure it out. My Spirit walks with you, strengthening you, guiding you, convicting you when you stray, encouraging you when you falter. You are not left to the burden of power without the companionship of grace. Where I call, I also equip. Where I entrust, I also sustain. Where I require much, I also provide much. So let this word sink deep into your spirit. Once you have entered creator mode, you cannot go back. And though this truth may stir fear within you, let it also stir hope. For it means your life will never again be bound by the limits of ignorance. You have crossed into new territory. You have stepped into a reality where your choices matter, where your thoughts carry power, where your destiny unfolds by design rather than default. This is the path of responsibility, yes, but it is also the path of liberation. Embrace it with humility. Walk in it with courage. Carry it with integrity, for this is the challenge and the blessing of the chosen, to hold the power of creation with reverence and to use it as a force of love, service, and transformation in the world. And as you do, know that I delight in you. For you are not only living as my child, you are living as my partner, a co-creator in the unfolding of life itself. Beloved, lean in closely now, for what I am about to reveal is a key that will transform how you see everything. The way you look at life determines the life you experience. If your eyes are clouded, your world will seem dark. If your perspective is limited, your possibilities will appear small. But when you awaken into creator mode, your vision shifts. The lens through which you once saw the world begins to clear, and you realize that what seemed like obstacles were never barriers at all, but invitations to grow, to rise, to strengthen, and to become more than you were before. This shift in perception is essential, for it changes everything about how you move, how you respond, and how you create. Do not despise the trials you have faced, for they were never meant to destroy you. Instead, they were refining fires, shaping you into one who can carry the mantle of creation with resilience and wisdom. This is why my word declares in James 1:2-4, consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Do you see the beauty hidden here? The struggle is not the end, it is the process. The hardship is not punishment, it is preparation. Trials do not strip you of your destiny. They carve you into one who is strong enough to fulfill it. This is the first great shift in mindset. No longer asking, why is this happening to me? But instead, what is this teaching me? How can I use this? In creator mode, you rise above the reactive posture of the victim and step into the proactive stance of the creator. You no longer live as one who feels powerless beneath the weight of circumstance. You live as one who recognizes that every circumstance carries a gift, every setback holds a lesson, and every hardship can be turned into a stepping stone toward greater purpose. This shift is not about ignoring pain or pretending that difficulty does not hurt. It is about recognizing that even in the midst of pain, purpose is at work. My beloved, when you change the way you see, you change the way you live. And when you begin to see every trial as an opportunity for growth, you no longer waste your energy resisting what comes. Instead, you lean into it. You ask the deeper questions, and you allow the trial to refine you. This is creator mode in action, using what was meant for harm and turning it into good, transforming what could have been stumbling blocks into building blocks. This is not a shallow optimism, but a profound act of faith that sees beyond the surface into the eternal. Remember my servant Paul. Even when imprisoned, even when beaten, even when pressed down by hardship, he did not see his circumstances as the end of his mission. Instead, he wrote letters of encouragement, words that would echo across centuries, bringing strength to generations. Out of adversity came legacy. Out of suffering came strength. Out of limitation came influence beyond anything he could have imagined. This is what creator mode makes possible. To see not only what is, but what can be birthed out of what is. I want you to understand this deeply. Your mindset is the womb of your reality. What you allow to live within your thoughts will take shape in your world. If you continually dwell on fear, bitterness, or defeat, then these seeds will grow, and their fruit will choke the life from your destiny. But if you cultivate faith, gratitude, and vision, then those seeds will grow into abundance, hope, and possibility. This is why I call you to creator mode, so that you no longer scatter the seeds of your mind carelessly, but plant them with intention, knowing that they will grow into the harvest of your life. This new perception requires discipline. It is not always easy to see trials as blessings or to find opportunity in pain. But when you train your mind to seek growth instead of defeat, you begin to discover strength where you thought you were weak, hope where you thought you were hopeless, and clarity where once there was only confusion. This is why perseverance matters, for it builds within you a character that cannot be shaken. Every time you endure, every time you rise, every time you choose to create meaning instead of surrendering to despair, you strengthen your inner world. And that strength becomes the foundation upon which your outer world is built. In creator mode, your perspective transforms from a reactive mindset into a creative one. No longer do you see yourself as one being carried along by fate. Instead, you see yourself as one who is shaping, molding, influencing. When you encounter a storm, you no longer cry out, "Why me?" Instead, you declare, "How will I rise through this? What can this reveal in me that would otherwise remain hidden?" This is not denial of hardship. It is mastery of perception. For perception is power, and when you master your perception, you master your response. And when you master your response, you begin to master the direction of your life. Beloved, this new way of seeing is not something you develop overnight. It is a continual practice, a daily choosing. Each day, you will be faced with circumstances that tempt you to see only limitation. But each day, you have the opportunity to choose creator mode, to reframe the story, to ask not, "Why is this happening to me?" but, "How can this serve me? How can this build me? How can this align me more fully with the destiny I was created to fulfill?" As you practice this shift, it will become the natural rhythm of your life. This is why I say again, every trial is an invitation. Some will reject the invitation and remain bound by bitterness, but you are chosen to accept it. When you see difficulty as the doorway to growth, then nothing in life is wasted. Every moment becomes a teacher. Every season becomes meaningful. Even pain becomes sacred, for it reveals to you strength you never knew you had. Creator mode is not about escaping life's storms. It is about standing in the midst of them with a different vision. It is about seeing not only the waves that rise, but also the deeper current that carries you forward. It is about trusting that what seems like loss can lead to gain. What feels like delay can prepare you for acceleration. What looks like a setback can position you for a breakthrough. This is why I have called you into a new way of thinking. For as your perception shifts, your life will shift. So I ask you now, beloved, how will you choose to see? Will you continue to look at life through the lens of fear, doubt, and limitation? Or will you lift your eyes and see through the lens of faith, opportunity, and growth? The choice is yours, and the life you live will follow the vision you choose. Step into this mindset. Embrace this perception. For when you do, nothing is wasted, and everything becomes fuel for your journey. This is the new mind of creator mode, and this is the way into the life you were always meant to live. Now, let me ask you a question that pierces deeper than the surface. Do you truly believe you are walking alone, shaping your life by your strength alone? Or can you sense that there is a greater hand guiding, aligning, and orchestrating the path before you? For this is the heart of creator mode. Not only that you carry power within you, but that you are in sacred partnership with the universe itself, with the divine order I have established since the beginning of time. Creator mode is not a solitary endeavor, nor is it an isolated act of will. It is a partnership, a co-creation, where my spirit and your spirit intertwine to bring forth realities aligned with purpose. You are not left to invent life by yourself. You are invited to join in a dance with eternity. This dance is subtle yet powerful. It is revealed in the whispers of intuition, in the seemingly random encounters that arrive at just the right moment, in the synchronicities that remind you that chance is not chance at all, but divine alignment unfolding in front of your eyes. Have you not felt it before? Those moments when everything seemed to fall into place? When a thought stirred in your heart, and shortly after the answer appeared, when a door opened that you could not have forced open on your own. when the right person came across your path just as you were in need? These are not accidents. These are the movements of co-creation. The confirmation that I am working with you, alongside you, and sometimes even ahead of you. These are the signs of alignment, the evidence that when you step into creator mode, you do not labor alone. My word in Proverbs 16:9 has already spoken of this. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Do you see? It is not either you or me. It is you and me together. You set the intention, you define the why, and I, through the alignment of the universe, unfold the how. This is the beauty of creator mode. It frees you from the burden of control. You are called to vision, to purpose, to clarity of heart. I am the one who arranges the timing, the opportunities, the unseen connections. This is why faith is inseparable from action. For faith allows you to step forward with trust, even when you do not yet see the entire map. In co-creation, you are invited to act boldly while also resting in trust. It is not passivity, nor is it striving. It is balance. You move with intention, you take inspired steps, and then you allow the flow of my timing to bring forth what you could never have engineered. To force outcomes is to wrestle against divine timing, and such striving leads only to frustration. But when you walk in alignment, you move in rhythm with life itself, and things begin to unfold with a grace that seems effortless. This is not because the journey is without challenge, but because every challenge arrives with meaning, every obstacle with hidden guidance, every delay with unseen preparation. Beloved, this is why I urge you. Release the need to control every detail. Let go of the anxiety that demands to know every outcome. For creator mode is not about micromanaging the universe. It is about partnership. You hold fast to the why, the purpose that fuels your creation, and you allow me to orchestrate the how, for I see beyond what you see. I know the timing, the connections, the paths that must intersect for your destiny to unfold. What you call coincidence is my hand weaving threads of alignment. What you call delay is my wisdom preparing the ground. This is what I mean when I speak of divine timing. Everything has its appointed season. The flower does not bloom in winter, yet when spring arrives, it unfolds without resistance. So too with your journey. If you try to force the bloom before its time, you only bring frustration and weariness. But if you trust the process, if you walk in faith while continuing to plant seeds and water them with action, you will see the bloom come forth in its perfect season. Do not despise the waiting, for waiting is not wasted when you understand it is preparation. Understand this truth. Alignment is not the absence of obstacles, but the presence of peace in the midst of them. When you are aligned with me, when you are co-creating with the universe, you begin to sense an ease even when circumstances are difficult. You no longer feel the need to push and force, for you recognize that the river carries you forward. You still row, yes, but your rowing is in harmony with the current. This is why chosen ones who live in creator mode appear steady in storms. They are not relying on their strength alone, but are flowing in the rhythm of co-creation. But let me also remind you, this partnership demands awareness. You must remain attentive to the whispers I send, the nudges of intuition, the subtle signs along your path. Too often my people overlook these signs, dismissing them as random thoughts or chance encounters. But I say to you now, Pay attention. The quiet whisper, the persistent thought, the peace that rises unexplainably within you. These are not random. They are the language of co-creation. They are the compass I have placed within you to direct your steps. Faith and action walk hand in hand in this partnership. It is not enough to wait passively for me to do all things for you. Neither is it your calling to attempt to do all things in your own strength. Creator mode requires harmony. Your faith moves you to set intention and trust, and your action gives substance to that intention. I arrange the circumstances, but you must step into them. I open doors, but you must walk through. I bring divine connections, but you must honor them. Co-creation is always a dance of participation, not domination. So let this sink deeply into your spirit. Creator mode is not about control, but about collaboration. It is not about bending the world to your will, but about aligning your will with mine and allowing the universe to respond in kind. This alignment produces synchronicities that feel miraculous because they are. They are the tangible evidence that heaven and earth are working together in your life. Beloved, will you trust this partnership? Will you release the heavy burden of trying to control the how and instead pour your energy into clarifying the why? For when your why is rooted in truth, in love, in service, in the desire to align with the greater good, then the universe itself rallies to support you. But when your why is selfish or rooted in fear, then no matter how much effort you exert, your creations will lack the breath of eternity. This is why intention matters as much as action. For the universe is not responding merely to your words, but to the spirit from which they arise. Therefore, move forward with humility and boldness. Set your intentions with clarity. Align them with my heart. Take action in faith, not fear. Then release the outcome to the timing and wisdom of the divine. When you live this way, life unfolds with a beauty that exceeds your plans. Doors open that you could never have forced. People arrive who carry keys to your next step. Paths clear where once there were only walls. This is the fruit of co-creation. And I tell you, beloved, when you live in this partnership, peace will be your anchor. Even when things do not unfold as you expected, you will carry assurance, for you will know that you are aligned. You will trust that even delays are purposeful, that even detours are divine. You will see that nothing is wasted, and everything is woven into the tapestry of your destiny. This is the sacred partnership of Creator mode. This is co-creation with the universe. This is the dance of faith and action, vision and trust, your why and my how. Step into it fully. Live in it daily. Trust it deeply. And as you do, watch how life itself rises to meet you, how the unseen becomes seen, and how destiny unfolds with grace before your eyes. Beloved, what determines the power of your creation is not merely your action, nor even the clarity of your vision. It is the purpose, the intention, the why that fuels it. Everything you bring forth in Creator mode flows from this center. Your why is the root, and your creations are the fruit. And I tell you this truth: the universe does not respond to every fleeting desire, nor to every self-serving pursuit. It responds to intention that is aligned with love, with service, with the greater good, with the eternal purposes I have set from the beginning. Do not misunderstand me. Your desires are not unimportant. I see them, I hear them, and I care for them. But the deepest force of creation is not found in self-centered ambition. It is found in the alignment of your will with mine, in the desire not only to receive, but to give, not only to rise, but to lift others as you rise. For when your intentions are rooted in love, they carry the energy of eternity. When they are anchored in service, they resonate with the rhythm of heaven itself. But when they are rooted only in ego, they collapse under the weight of emptiness. For ego has no eternal foundation. Consider what my Son declared in Matthew 23:11. The greatest among you will be your servant. This is not a weakness. It is the greatest strength. To create from a place of service is to align yourself with the very nature of the Creator. For I myself am love, and all creation flows from love. When you create with the intention to heal, to uplift, to bring peace, to reveal beauty, then your creation is carried by a power beyond your own. The universe rallies to support you because your why is no longer small and self-contained. It expands into the collective, into the lives of others, into the unfolding of a greater harmony. This is why I tell you, search your heart before you create. Ask yourself, why do I seek this? What is the spirit behind my desire? If it is for validation, for comparison, for the satisfaction of pride, then even if you succeed, the fulfillment will be fleeting. The universe does not lend lasting strength to ambitions born of ego. But if your intention is born from love, from compassion, from the desire to serve, then your creation will be supported, expanded, and blessed in ways that surpass your imagination. Do not think that this diminishes your own blessing. On the contrary, when you lift others, you lift yourself. For creation is reciprocal. The energy you send forth in service returns to you multiplied. When you plant seeds of kindness, of encouragement, of empowerment, you do not lose. You sow into the soil of your own destiny. This is why my word in Philippians 2:4 declares, "Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." For in the act of serving others, you discover the deepest fulfillment of your own soul. Beloved, this is the secret. Your why is the magnet of your creation. If it is small, the response will be small. If it is self-centered, the response will be hollow. But if it is expansive, rooted in love, directed toward the greater good, then the universe itself bends to support you. Do not underestimate this law, for it is woven into the fabric of creation itself. Selfishness isolates, love multiplies, ego divides, service unites. What is aligned with love endures, but what is born of pride fades away. This is why so many create and yet feel empty. They chase goals for the sake of proving worth, for the applause of others, for the fleeting satisfaction of possession. And though they may gain the world, they find their souls unsatisfied, for they have created outside of alignment. But you, my chosen one, are called to more. You are called to create with a higher why. And you are called to align your purpose with the eternal rhythm of love, compassion, and service. And in doing so, you will find not only impact, but fulfillment, not only success, but peace, not only gain, but joy that cannot be taken from you. Do you see now why intention is everything? The universe does not merely respond to what you do, it responds to who you are when you do it. It resonates with the vibration of your heart, the purity of your motive, the alignment of your desire with the greater whole. This is why I urge you, purify your intentions. Let them be refined by love. Let them be tested by humility. Let them be anchored in service, for only then will your creations carry the authority of eternity. Beloved, this shift in intention transforms everything. It changes how you see your goals. No longer are they merely for your gain. They become channels through which blessing flows into the lives of others. It changes how you measure success. No longer by numbers or possessions, but by the impact of love, the fruit of service, the harmony created in those around you. It changes how you walk in creator mode, for you realize you are not creating for yourself alone, but as a participant in a greater design, a co-creator in the unfolding of my purposes on the earth. And here is the mystery. When you align your intentions with service, you will not lack. You will not be left empty. For the universe is abundant, and when you give, you make space to receive more. This is the paradox of love. The more you pour out, the more you are filled. The more you serve, the more you are strengthened. The more you lift others, the more you are lifted. This is not a law of lois, but of multiplication. And so I say again, do not fear that service will diminish you. Service is the path to your increase. Let your why be clear and pure. Let it be rooted not in fear or comparison, but in love and vision. Ask yourself continually, am I creating from ego, or am I creating from spirit? Am I seeking only to prove myself, or am I seeking to contribute to something greater than myself? These questions will keep you anchored in alignment. They will refine your path and strengthen your creations. Beloved, the universe does not respond to empty ambition, but it responds with power to love in action. So choose your intentions wisely. Align them with the eternal. Create not just for yourself, but for others. Live not just to gain, but to give. For in doing so, you will discover the highest expression of creator mode, the place where your life becomes not only a reflection of me, but a channel through which my love and purpose flow into the world. This is the essence of the why. This is the foundation of creation that endures. When your purpose aligns with love, your creations cannot fail, for they are upheld by the same power that sustains the stars. When your intention is service, your life becomes a beacon of light, drawing others into their own awakening. And when you lift others, you lift yourself into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. So I say to you now, examine your heart, refine your intentions, choose love as your foundation. For the universe itself is watching, listening, responding. And it will answer not merely to what you say, but to the why that lives within you. Align with love, and creation itself will rise to meet you. Beloved, now that you understand the heart of intention, I must show you how to walk it out. For creator mode is not merely a revelation you hear, it is a practice you live. It requires more than awareness. It requires discipline. It demands that you cultivate habits of spirit, mind, and heart that keep you anchored in truth, so that what you create flows from alignment and not distraction. This is why I speak to you now about the practices, the tools, the sacred disciplines that will sustain you as you step fully into your calling. The first is stillness. In a world filled with noise, with endless voices pulling at your attention, with thoughts racing and distractions rising like waves, you cannot hear my whisper unless you choose to be still. For I do not shout over the chaos, I speak in the quiet. My word declares in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not the absence of activity alone. It is the posture of surrender, the willingness to quiet the storms within so you can perceive the subtle movements of my spirit. In stillness, you align with the deeper rhythm of creation. In stillness, you open the door to revelation. Do not neglect this discipline. Whether through prayer, meditation, or moments in creation itself, set aside time to silence the noise. As you do, your spirit will become attuned to my voice. You will notice patterns, synchronicities, signs that I am aligning your steps. But if you remain entangled in busyness, you will drown out the very guidance you need. Creator mode requires that you make space for communion. For in that space, I pour wisdom, peace, and clarity into you. The second discipline is discernment. For in creator mode, you will hear many voices. The voice of truth, the voice of fear, the voice of ego, and the whispers of doubt. You must learn to distinguish which voice is mine. My guidance carries peace. It may stretch you, it may call you into the unknown, but it comes with a sense of calm, of lightness, of alignment. It feels like an open sky within your spirit. Fear and ego, however, carry weight. They tighten your chest, stir anxiety, and press you into urgency. They rush you, push you, confuse you. My voice steadies you, even when it challenges you. Do not lean on your own understanding in these moments. Trust in me with all your heart, as my word says in Proverbs 3:5-6. When guidance comes, pause and test it. Ask yourself, does this bring peace or does it stir fear? Does it feel expansive or does it confine me? Does it align with love, with service, with truth, or does it feed pride and insecurity? In creator mode, discernment is essential, for every step matters. Walk not in haste, but in wisdom. The third discipline is courage. For even when you discern my voice, fear will try to rise. Fear will whisper that you are not ready, that you are unworthy, that you cannot carry what I have placed within you. But fear is not a stop sign. It is a signal of expansion. When fear arises, it is often because you are standing at the threshold of something greater. Consider my servant Moses, who trembled before the burning bush. He doubted himself, feared what I was asking, and questioned his worth. Yet his fear was not a sign to retreat. It was an invitation to step into destiny. So I tell you, beloved, when fear arises, do not shrink back. Acknowledge it, but do not bow to it. Let it remind you that you are stretching beyond what you have known. Let it signal that growth is near. Creator mode requires that you step forward in spite of trembling knees, trusting not in your strength, but in mine. For I do not call the qualified. I qualify those I call. Fear is only the shadow that appears before you step into the light. The fourth discipline is surrender. Creator mode does not mean you control everything. It means you cooperate with me. Too often, people confuse creation with domination, thinking they must force every outcome, grasp for every detail, or bend life to their will. But this is not alignment. Alignment is surrender. It is the trust that as you set your intention, I am orchestrating the unseen. It is the willingness to release your grip on the how and focus instead on the why. Beloved, surrender does not mean passivity. It means faith. It means that after you have prayed, envisioned, and acted with intention, you release the outcome into my hands. You no longer carry the crushing weight of needing to control every turn. You live in the freedom of knowing I am guiding your steps, even when the path is not fully revealed. Creator mode requires both boldness and humility. Boldness to act, humility to surrender. The fifth discipline is consistency. For this journey is not a single decision, but a daily choice. Each day you must choose to align, to create, to live awake. It is not enough to feel inspired once. You must sustain the practice. This is why I call you to habits of reflection, gratitude, and meditation. Each evening, ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I respond to challenge? Where did I notice my guidance? In this way, you train your mind and spirit to remain awake, to continually realign with the higher truth of Creator mode. Beloved, these disciplines are not burdens. They are pathways to freedom. They are not restrictions, but structures that hold the weight of your calling. Without them, you will be tossed by fear, distraction, and doubt. With them, you will walk with clarity, resilience, and authority. For Creator mode is not a momentary inspiration. It is a lifestyle, one that must be cultivated with intention. Understand also that these practices are not rigid formulas, but living rhythms. Each person may find stillness differently, may hear my voice uniquely, may face fear in their own way. What matters is not uniformity, but alignment. What matters is that you remain faithful to the disciplines that keep you connected to me. For I am the source of the creative power within you. And hear this clearly. The more you practice these disciplines, the more natural they will become. At first, stillness may feel uncomfortable, discernment uncertain, courage fleeting, surrender difficult, and consistency tiring. But over time, your spirit will be trained. Your ears will sharpen to my voice. Your heart will grow steady in fear. Your will shall align with mine. And then, beloved, you will walk in Creator mode not as a struggle, but as a rhythm, not as a discipline alone, but as a delight. Let me remind you of this promise. When you draw near to me in stillness, I draw near to you. When you trust me above your understanding, I direct your path. When you face fear with courage, I strengthen you. When you surrender, I multiply your efforts. When you remain consistent, I reward your perseverance. Every practice you choose to honor becomes a doorway for my spirit to work more deeply within you. So take these tools, these disciplines, and weave them into your days. Make room for stillness. Train your heart in discernment. Step forward with courage. Live in surrender. Remain consistent. For in doing so, you are not only maintaining Creator mode, you are expanding it. You are deepening your partnership with me. You are proving faithful with what I have entrusted, and as you do, I will entrust you with more. This is the way forward. This is how you embody Creator mode, not only in revelation, but in practice. And as you walk in these rhythms, your life will become a living testimony of what it means to co-create with the divine, to live awake, to shape destiny with love, faith, and alignment. Beloved, I want to reveal to you the beauty of what this partnership truly feels like. For when you walk in alignment with me, when your intentions are pure and your heart is steady, life itself becomes like a dance, a sacred waltz with the universe. This is not a struggle, not a fight, not a relentless striving, but a graceful movement, step by step, where you and I move together in harmony. Creator mode is not about forcing your way through existence. It is about learning the rhythm of creation and joining it with trust and surrender. Imagine it as a dance where you take a step and the universe responds. You move forward with intention, and I move with you, guiding, aligning, and supporting. Each decision you make, each act of courage you take, is matched by a corresponding response from me. As you lean into this rhythm, you begin to notice synchronicities, those moments when doors open, when opportunities appear, when answers arrive just in time. They are not random. They are the steps of the waltz. The more you trust, the more fluid the movement becomes. The more you surrender control, the more natural the dance feels. This is the mystery of creator mode. You are not striving to drag life forward by your own will. You are moving in a dance with the divine, where your faith and action are mirrored by my providence and timing. It is a partnership, a choreography of heaven and earth woven together in your life. As in every dance, there is both leading and following. I am the one who sets the rhythm, the tempo, the unseen music. You are the one who listens, who follows the flow, who steps into alignment. And when you trust the music, the dance becomes effortless. Have I not already shown you this pattern through the life of my servant Abraham? In Genesis 12, I called him to leave the land of his fathers, to step away from everything familiar, and to walk into a future he could not see. Each step he took was uncertain to him, yet every step was matched by my provision. As he obeyed, I aligned his path. As he moved forward in faith, I moved with him, unfolding a promise that would bless nations. Abraham did not know the full destination, but he trusted the one who called him. His life was a dance with me, a demonstration of what happens when human faith aligns with divine orchestration. So it is with you, beloved. When you enter creator mode, you are invited into the same dance. You do not need to know every detail of the future. You do not need to see the entire map. You simply need to take the step before you and trust that as you do, I will step with you. The rhythm of creation is not hurried, nor is it chaotic. It is steady, graceful, unfolding at the pace of divine timing. And as you learn to trust this timing, you will no longer feel the need to force or to strive. You will discover that when you step in faith, the universe steps with you, arranging the unseen, preparing the way, making crooked paths straight. But understand this clearly. The dance requires trust. If you resist, if you pull against the rhythm, if you insist on leading when you do not see the whole picture, the dance becomes heavy. It loses its grace. Creator mode is not about control, but about alignment. It is about trusting that as you move, I am moving with you. It is about believing that the opportunities that appear are not accidents, but invitations. It is about recognizing that when synchronicities unfold, they are signals that you are keeping step with the rhythm of heaven. The more you practice this trust, the more you will notice the ease of alignment. Opportunities will come not through relentless striving, but through the flow of divine orchestration. The right people will appear at the right time. The resources you need will arrive as you step forward. Doors you could never open on your own will swing wide when you align your step with mine. This is not chance. It is the beauty of the waltz. Do not be afraid if you do not always hear the music clearly. At times, life will feel uncertain, and you may wonder if you are still aligned. But even in those moments, if your heart remains surrendered, if your intention remains pure, I will lead you. Trust the gentle nudges, the subtle whispers, the peace that arises even when the path is unclear. These are the cues of the dance. As you respond to them, you remain in step, and the flow continues. Beloved, this waltz is not only about external circumstances, it is about the inner posture of your heart. When you rest in trust, when you release the burden of control, you begin to feel the flow of grace carrying you. Life no longer feels like a battle at every turn. Even when challenges arise, you sense that they are part of the rhythm, part of the choreography designed to refine you. You stop fighting the current and begin moving with it. This does not mean passivity. It means cooperation. You still take action, but your action is infused with peace. You still make decisions, but your decisions are guided by alignment rather than fear. So hear me now. Creator mode is not a struggle, it is a dance. It is a sacred partnership where each of your steps is met by mine. As you learn to move in this rhythm, you will find that the journey becomes less about striving and more about trusting. You will discover joy in the unfolding, even when the destination is not yet visible. You will realize that you are not alone in shaping your life, for I am shaping it with you. This is the invitation I set before you. Will you dance with me? Will you trust the music of creation, the rhythm of divine alignment, the choreography of faith and action? Will you release the burden of control and step into the flow of co-creation? If you will, then your life will take on a new beauty, a new grace, a new power. For when you move with me, every step becomes holy, every moment becomes meaningful, and every season becomes part of the dance of destiny. Step into it, beloved. Trust it. Embrace it. And as you do, you will see that the universe itself is moving with you, guiding you, partnering with you, and carrying you into the fullness of all you were created to become. I know some of you are not patient enough to hear more and want to stop here, thinking you have already received enough revelation. But beloved, hear me. If you stop before the foundation is fully laid, the house you build will not stand. What I have shown you so far is beautiful, but without this next truth, you cannot sustain the life of creator mode. For the true foundation of all creation, the anchor of every step in this sacred dance, is faith. Without faith, your vision will collapse under the weight of fear. Without faith, your intentions will waver in the winds of doubt. Without faith, the bridge between what you see now and what you are called to create cannot hold you. Faith is not an abstract concept, nor is it mere belief in the mind. Faith is the invisible bridge between the present reality you live in and the future reality you are shaping with me. It is the assurance that what you cannot yet see already exists in my design. It is the conviction that even when circumstances look contrary, my promise remains unshaken. Faith is what enables you to take the first step when the destination is hidden. Faith is what steadies you when storms rise against your journey. Faith is what keeps you moving when nothing outside seems to change. Think of faith as a muscle. A muscle grows not through ease, but through use. It is strengthened every time it is stretched, every time it bears weight, every time it is tested. So it is with your faith. Each time you choose to trust my whisper instead of fear's shout, you strengthen it. Each time you act on a nudge of intuition, even in something small, you exercise it. Each time you step forward without full clarity, but with full trust, your faith grows stronger. And as that muscle grows, you begin to carry more, to see more, to create more. I know you long for evidence, for visible proof that you are on the right path. And I tell you this, I do not leave you without signs. The synchronicities, the divine alignments, the timely opportunities that appear along your journey, these are not coincidences. They are the living evidence of your faith at work. They are the confirmation that heaven is responding to your trust. But you must first step before you see them. You must move before they appear, for faith always precedes sight. Faith is not seeing and then believing. Faith is believing and then seeing. Do not despise the challenges that come to meet you on this path. Too many think trials are a sign that they are failing, that the path is blocked, that I have abandoned them. But I tell you, the testing of your faith is not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. Just as fire purifies gold, so trials purify your trust. They strip away reliance on your own strength. They expose the shallow places of belief, and they deepen your roots into me. James 1:2-4 reminds you to count it joy when you face trials of many kinds, for they produce perseverance. Perseverance matures faith, and mature faith lacks nothing. When obstacles arise, do not retreat into despair. Ask yourself instead, how is my faith being stretched here? What muscle is being strengthened in this moment? When doors close, when delays persist, when the way seems hidden, remember that these are not punishments, but opportunities for your faith to grow. Without resistance, a muscle cannot develop. Without trials, faith cannot mature. Creator mode does not exempt you from testing. It equips you to see testing as training. Beloved, faith is not passive. It is not waiting idly for me to act while you stand still. Faith is active trust. It is stepping forward even when the ground seems invisible. It is taking action aligned with your vision, knowing that I will meet you as you move. You do not wait until everything is certain, for certainty is not faith. You move when I speak, even if only one step is revealed. And as you move, the next step appears. Consider this. If I revealed the entire path to you at once, faith would no longer be necessary. But I love you too much to deprive you of this growth. I reveal enough for you to take the next step, and I invite you to trust me with what lies beyond. Each step of obedience is matched by my provision. Each act of faith is met with my faithfulness. This is the rhythm of our partnership. Do not be discouraged if your faith feels small. Even faith as small as a mustard seed carries the power to move mountains, as my son declared in Matthew 17:20. What matters is not the size of your faith, but the direction of it. If it is placed in me, it has limitless potential. For faith is not faith in yourself alone. It is faith in the one who cannot fail, the one who holds the stars, the seas, the nations, and your life in his hand. So nurture your faith daily. Strengthen it through practice. Each time you trust me in the little things, you prepare yourself for greater things. Each small act of alignment builds your confidence in the unseen. And as your faith grows, you will find that fear begins to lose its hold. Doubt will still whisper, but it will no longer paralyze you. Fear will still arise, but it will no longer dictate your steps. Faith will become your anchor, keeping you steady no matter what surrounds you. Beloved, faith is the foundation of creator mode because without it, you cannot create beyond what you already see. Faith allows you to call forth what is not yet visible. Faith allows you to partner with me in shaping realities that are waiting to be birthed. Faith allows you to stand in the gap between the promise and its fulfillment. knowing with certainty that I am faithful to complete what I have begun. Do not be surprised when your faith is tested, for testing is a sign that your foundation is being strengthened. Every challenge, every delay, every unanswered prayer is not absence, but formation. I am building in you a faith that cannot be shaken, so that what you create will stand, for a building cannot rise higher than the strength of its foundation. And so your life cannot rise higher than the strength of your faith. Therefore I say to you, guard your faith as your most precious treasure. Feed it with my word. Strengthen it with action. Protect it from the poison of doubt and fear. Let it grow through testing and rejoice in the process, knowing that you are being made unshakable. And remember this always. Faith is not a one-time decision. It is a daily walk, a continual practice. Each morning, choose again to trust. Each moment, choose again to step forward. Each challenge, choose again to believe. This is how faith matures. This is how it becomes the unbreakable bridge that carries you from what is to what will be. Beloved, let faith be your foundation. Let it guide your steps, shape your vision, and steady your heart. For when you build upon faith, nothing can topple what you create. When faith is your anchor, no storm can uproot you. And when faith is your bridge, you will cross into realities you once thought impossible. For with me, nothing shall be impossible. So rise now with faith. Let it grow like a muscle through practice. Let it be refined through testing. Let it be strengthened by every act of trust. And as you walk in this, you will find that creator mode is not merely an idea, but a living reality, sustained by the unshakable foundation of faith. Beloved, do not be distracted. Do not lose focus, for I am revealing to you the next movement in this divine journey, the power of manifestation. For faith builds the unseen bridge, but manifestation is the process by which what exists in the invisible becomes visible, by which what is held in your spirit takes form in the world. Too many misunderstand this truth. They think manifestation is mere wishing, a passive hoping that circumstances will change on their own. But I tell you, manifestation is not idle desire. It is the convergence of energy and action, the alignment of your whole being with what I have already placed within you. Everything begins in thought. For thoughts are not shadows or illusions. They are energy, carrying their own frequency. Every thought you dwell upon radiates outward into the fabric of creation, drawing to itself realities that match its vibration. This is why I urge you to guard your mind and heart. If you fill your thoughts with fear, with bitterness, with limitation, you will attract experiences that echo those frequencies. But if you fill your inner world with vision, with gratitude, with faith, then you begin to magnetize outcomes aligned with those truths. Your thoughts are seeds, and manifestation is the harvest. Yet thought alone is not enough, for manifestation requires clarity. A blurred vision produces a blurred result. If your desires are vague, your life will reflect that vagueness. You must become clear about what you seek to create. Do not scatter your energy in confusion. Focus it with intention. Ask yourself, what do I truly long for? Not the fleeting cravings of ego, but the deeper desires of the soul. For when your vision flows from the core of who you are, it carries a resonance that creation itself responds to. Clarity is the compass of manifestation. Without it, you wander. With it, you direct the unfolding of your path. But clarity alone is not sufficient. There must also be alignment. Manifestation is not only what you think, but what you believe, what you feel, and how you act. All these dimensions must harmonize like instruments in a symphony. If your thoughts speak abundance, but your beliefs whisper lack, the discord will block your creation. If you imagine love but carry fear in your heart, the vibration is divided. If you declare faith but act in contradiction, the flow is hindered. Alignment is the unification of thought, belief, emotion, and action in one direction. When you are aligned, you move as a single current of energy, and creation responds with power. Beloved, understand this. Alignment is not pretending. It is not speaking words you do not truly believe. It is about bringing your inner being into truth. This may require you to confront doubts, to release old patterns, to surrender limiting beliefs. Do not fear this work, for it is part of the process. To align is to cleanse, to refine, to bring every part of yourself into resonance with your vision. When your thoughts, your faith, your feelings, and your actions all agree, manifestation flows with ease. This is why faith remains essential in manifestation. For alignment cannot be complete without trust. Remember what my son declared in Matthew 17:20. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Faith anchors your clarity, sustains your alignment, and empowers your action. Without faith, doubt fractures the flow, scattering energy into hesitation and fear. With faith, even the smallest seed of intention carries power enough to reshape the landscape of your life. And yet, manifestation is not only inner work, it requires action. For thoughts release energy, but actions give that energy form. If you envision but never move, you remain in the realm of dreams. If you believe but never step, your faith withers unused. Manifestation is the marriage of vision and movement, belief and obedience. Each time you act in alignment with your vision, you anchor it more deeply in reality. Each step you take becomes a bridge between what is unseen and what is seen. Do not despise small actions. Every step matters. Just as a seed grows little by little until it becomes a tree, so manifestation unfolds through consistent, faithful action. Do not wait for everything to be perfect before you begin, for perfection is an illusion. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that each act of alignment brings you closer to the reality you seek. The universe responds not only to your intention, but also to your movement. Beloved, many fail in manifestation because they try to hold two opposing forces within themselves. They say they desire abundance, but they act in fear of scarcity. They speak of love, but they cling to bitterness. They hope for peace, but they feed on anxiety. Such division creates conflict within the soul, and conflict disrupts creation. This is why alignment is so vital. It is not enough to hope with the mind if the heart resists. It is not enough to act outwardly if inwardly you doubt. The entire being must agree. When it does, manifestation becomes not only possible, but inevitable. And I tell you this, manifestation is not magic. It is law. It is the natural outworking of alignment with creation's order. Just as seeds produce according to their kind, so your inner world produces according to what you plant. If you sow faith, love, and clarity, you will reap realities that reflect them. If you sow fear, resentment, and confusion, you will reap the fruit of those seeds. Manifestation is not favoritism, it is principle. and principles remain true for all. Therefore, guard your thoughts, purify your intentions, strengthen your faith, and align your actions. This is the path of manifestation in creator mode. And as you walk it, you will see life respond with synchronicities, opportunities, and outcomes that echo what you carry within. Do not be surprised when doors open that you did not force, when solutions appear that you did not plan, when paths clear that once seemed blocked. These are not coincidences. They are the evidence of alignment. But hear this warning: do not pursue manifestation for selfish gain alone. For if your clarity is self-serving, if your alignment is rooted in ego, what you create may appear successful, but will leave you empty. True manifestation flows from the soul aligned with love and service. When your vision seeks to uplift, to heal, to bless, then creation itself supports you. The universe responds with greater strength to intentions that harmonize with the collective good. Selfishness isolates. Love multiplies. So I ask you, beloved, what do you seek to manifest? Is it born of fear or of faith? Of pride or of love? Of ego or of service? Examine your heart, for the answer will determine the fruit. Do not be deceived. The universe does not respond to words alone, but to the vibration of truth within you. Align with love, and manifestation becomes a sacred act of creation, a reflection of the eternal order I have written into the fabric of existence. And take courage in this. Even when manifestation seems slow, even when results are not immediate, do not doubt the process. Seeds take time to grow. The unseen must first take root before it can bear fruit. Trust divine timing. Continue to water your vision with faith, gratitude, and action. For in due season, you will reap if you do not give up. Beloved, manifestation is the sacred unfolding of creator mode. It is the way you bring heaven into earth, the way you transform thought into form, the way you co-create with me to shape reality. Guard it well, practice it faithfully, and align yourself continually. And as you do, you will see that nothing is beyond reach, for with me, nothing is impossible. Beloved, manifestation is not complete when you only think of your desire, or even when you align your actions with it. There is yet a deeper key, one that opens the doorway for creation to flow freely. It is the power of embodying the feeling of already receiving. This is not pretending, nor is it empty words spoken without conviction. It is the sacred practice of living as though the promise is already fulfilled, of carrying within yourself the vibration of your answered prayer before it has appeared in the physical realm. This is the mystery. Creation responds not to words alone, but to the energy behind them. And energy is shaped not by surface declarations, but by the truth of your emotions. You cannot speak abundance while secretly holding fear and lack within. You cannot declare peace if your heart is consumed with turmoil. You cannot affirm love if resentment rules your spirit. The universe does not respond to the mask, but to the essence. What you feel deeply is the frequency you radiate, and that frequency draws to you experiences that match its resonance. Therefore, the secret of manifestation is not waiting until your desire is visible to feel its joy. The secret is to feel it now, to embody its reality as though it already lives within you. Gratitude is the doorway into this state, for when you give thanks not only for what is seen, but for what is unseen, you shift your energy into alignment with fulfillment. Gratitude speaks to creation. I believe it is already mine. Gratitude unlocks joy, and joy magnifies faith. When you live with gratitude now, you begin to walk in the energy of what you have asked for, and life responds in kind. But I know this is not easy, beloved, for doubt rises quickly, whispering that you are lying to yourself, that you cannot feel what you do not yet see. Yet I tell you this: you are not lying when you embody the feeling. You are aligning. You are choosing to step into the reality that already exists in my design. The visible world may not yet show it, but the unseen has already been prepared. Faith calls what is not as though it already is. And embodying the feeling is the practice of living in that faith with your heart, not just your mind. To do this, you must become a careful observer of your inner world. Pay attention to your emotions, for they reveal the truth of your alignment. When fear, resentment, or doubt arise, do not condemn yourself, but notice them. Ask, what belief is giving birth to this feeling? Does this serve me or does it hold me back? Self-observation is not judgment. It is awareness. Awareness gives you the power to shift. When you recognize an emotion that does not align with your vision, you can choose a new thought, a new perspective, a new posture of the heart. This is the discipline of creator mode, to monitor the garden of your emotions and tend it carefully, removing weeds before they take root. Gratitude, observation, meditation, and journaling are the tools of this practice. Gratitude elevates your energy to the vibration of fulfillment. Observation helps you see where you are misaligned. Meditation quiets the noise so you can return to the center of peace. Journaling anchors your emotions into words, giving clarity to what you feel and opening space for transformation. These tools are not rituals without meaning. They are instruments that tune your inner being into harmony with your vision. Consider this. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you desire, do not focus only on the image. Focus on the feeling. What would it feel like to stand in that reality? To breathe in peace, to radiate joy, to rest in abundance? Let yourself feel those emotions now, even if only for a moment. Each time you do, you are aligning your energy with the frequency of your desire. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, until gratitude and fulfillment flow within you as your default state. Beloved, this is not fantasy. It is faith in action. For faith is not merely believing in the unseen. It is embodying it, carrying it within you until it becomes visible. When you embody the feeling, you are saying to creation, "This is already real in my spirit, and I choose to live in it now." And creation responds by shaping the external to match the internal. Do not underestimate this power. Too often, my children delay their joy, waiting for the external to change before allowing themselves to feel blessed. They postpone gratitude until the miracle comes. They postpone peace until the battle ends. They postpone happiness until the outcome is secure. But in creator mode, you reverse this order. You choose to feel gratitude now, peace now, joy now. And in doing so, you call forth the reality that mirrors those feelings. You no longer live as one who waits, but as one who walks in fulfillment. And yes, there will be moments when this feels like a struggle, when doubt and fear fight against the practice. But even then, do not give up. Return to gratitude. Return to stillness. Write in your journal the truths you long to embody. Meditate until peace arises again. Each time you choose the vibration of fulfillment over the pull of lack, you strengthen the energy of your creation. This is not a single act, but a continual practice, one that refines your spirit and trains you to live as if the promise is already yours. Beloved, embodying the feeling is not about denying the present reality. It is about choosing not to be confined by it. It is about remembering that your external world is temporary and malleable, but your inner alignment shapes what comes next. When you carry peace within, peace begins to manifest around you. When you carry abundance within, abundance begins to show in your life. When you carry joy within, circumstances rise to meet that joy. The inner always precedes the outer. So I ask you now, will you embody fulfillment? Will you stop postponing your gratitude until everything appears perfect, and instead give thanks now for the reality I have already prepared? Will you live in the energy of answered prayer, even when the evidence has not yet appeared? For those who do, life responds with miracles. The unseen becomes seen, the future becomes present, and the promise becomes reality. This is the next step in creator mode. This is the way of alignment, not only with thought and action, but with emotion and spirit. When you embody the feeling, you create not only with your mind, but with your entire being. And in this state, manifestation flows with power, for you are living as though the creation is already complete. So, beloved, practice gratitude daily. Observe your emotions with honesty. Meditate until your heart is steady. Write down the feelings you wish to live in and return to them again and again. For the more you embody fulfillment now, the more quickly fulfillment will surround you. This is not deception, it is creation. It is not pretending, it is aligning. And as you live in this state, you will see with your own eyes the truth of what has always been, that you are chosen, empowered, and fully capable of bringing forth the life I have designed for you. Beloved, now that you understand the sacred practice of embodying fulfillment, I must lead you to the next truth. For it is here that many falter. They hold vision in their minds, they cultivate gratitude in their hearts, but they fail to take the step that brings heaven's promise into earthly form. Manifestation is not complete until it is partnered with action. For thought alone is energy, feeling alone is resonance, but action gives substance to what is unseen. Creation requires movement. Faith without works is dead, and vision without action remains a dream. Inspired action is not about striving or forcing outcomes. It is not the endless pushing of your will against the world. It is action that flows from alignment, from trust, from the subtle whispers of intuition that I have placed within you. It is action born not of fear or desperation, but of clarity and conviction. Inspired action feels different. It carries peace even when it is bold. It carries certainty even when it is uncertain to the mind. When you move in inspired action, you sense the quiet assurance that you are stepping in rhythm with me, and creation itself responds. Understand this, you are not called to act without direction, nor to move in haste. You are called to listen, to discern, and to step when the time is right. Just as a seed planted out of season cannot flourish, so too, action outside of divine timing bears little fruit. But when you act in the right moment, in the right alignment, doors open effortlessly, opportunities flow with ease, and your steps are established. This is why I urge you to trust divine timing. Do not confuse delay with denial. Many blessings require preparation, both within you and around you. The timing of manifestation is perfect, though it may not match your impatience. Inspired action, then, is both a discipline and a surrender. You must cultivate the discipline to act when intuition nudges, even if fear whispers hesitation. At the same time, you must surrender the urge to act prematurely, forcing outcomes from anxiety. This balance is the rhythm of creator mode, listening, discerning, stepping boldly when the cue arises, and resting when the season calls for patience. Both action and stillness are holy when they are aligned with my spirit. Beloved, the key to inspired action is trust. Trust the intuition I have planted within you, for it is the language of co-creation. Intuition is not random, it is the voice of alignment, the echo of my guidance in your heart. Too often, my children dismiss it, reasoning it away or fearing it is only imagination. But when you quiet your mind and listen, you will learn to recognize its tone. True guidance carries peace, even when it challenges you. It does not pressure or rush. It gently nudges, urging you to move. When you sense this peace, this subtle alignment, act without delay. Do not despise small actions, for often inspired action begins with steps so small they seem insignificant. Yet each one opens the way for greater movement. Each faithful step builds momentum, and momentum brings the unseen into form. The opening of a letter, the conversation with a stranger, the choice to prepare when nothing yet is visible. These small acts may appear ordinary, but they are the very soil in which miracles take root. Inspired action is rarely about grand gestures alone. It is about consistent obedience to the quiet cues of the Spirit. And know this: when you act in alignment, you will not need to force the outcome. Your role is to take the step, not to manipulate the result. I am the one who establishes the path, who aligns the circumstances, who orchestrates the outcome. Your responsibility is to move when prompted, to act when intuition calls, to show up in faith. Each step you take signals to creation that you are ready, that you believe, that you are aligned. And when you show up, creation meets you. This is why divine timing is so crucial. For when you trust my timing, you will find that what once seemed impossible becomes effortless. What once was closed suddenly opens. What once was delayed arrives precisely when it is most needed. Divine timing is not your enemy. It is your ally. It ensures that what you create is not premature, but mature. That what you receive does not slip through your fingers, but stays and multiplies. Trust that I see the bigger picture, that I know the connections that must align, the people that must be prepared, the circumstances that must converge. Your waiting is not wasted. It is woven into the tapestry of perfect fulfillment. Beloved, understand that inspired action is more than physical movement. It is spiritual obedience. It is the courage to step forward even when the path is not fully clear. It is the humility to wait when my spirit says, "Not yet." It is the discernment to distinguish between the pull of fear and the prompting of faith. This is why stillness and listening are essential. For without them, you may mistake ego for guidance or impatience for intuition. But when you remain aligned, your actions will flow like water, moving with ease along the path I have carved. When you live in this way, life becomes a dance of movement and trust. You no longer waste energy forcing outcomes or striving for control. You act with precision, guided by intuition, and then you release the results. You plant, you water, you nurture, and you trust that the harvest will come in its season. You stop asking, "When will it happen?" and instead declare, "I will move when the time is right." This posture frees you from anxiety and places you firmly in the rhythm of divine alignment. Do not fear that you will miss the moment, for I am faithful to confirm the steps of those who listen. When the time comes to act, you will know. The peace will be unmistakable, the alignment undeniable. Even if the action requires courage, it will come with an inner certainty that steadies you. And when you move in that certainty, even the mountains before you will shift. For you are no longer acting alone, you are acting with me. So I call you, beloved, act boldly when I nudge you. Do not hesitate in fear, nor rush ahead in impatience. Live in the rhythm of inspired action, where faith and movement join together. For manifestation requires more than vision. It requires your willingness to embody faith in motion. When you move, heaven moves with you. When you step, the earth responds beneath your feet. When you act in alignment, you partner with me in shaping the reality you were born to create. This is the way of creator mode. This is the discipline of inspired action. It is the bridge between intention and fulfillment, between vision and manifestation. Walk it with courage. Trust it with faith. Embrace it with surrender. And as you do, you will see the beauty of divine timing unfold in your life. Not rushed, not delayed, but perfect, precise, and filled with grace. Beloved, you have come here and received the whole truth of this creator mode. I call you to pause and receive the weight of this truth. What you have been given is not a fleeting idea or a momentary inspiration. It is the invitation to a new way of living. This is not simply knowledge to be admired. It is a calling to be embraced. Creator mode is not a season, but a journey. It is a path of awakening where you recognize that you are not merely a bystander in life, but a co-creator with the universe, a partner with the divine in shaping reality itself. To walk in creator mode is to carry both privilege and responsibility. You are endowed with the same creative spark that set stars into motion and breathed life into creation. That power has always been within you, but now you are called to use it with wisdom, with courage, and with love. For to whom much is given, much will be required. You cannot take lightly the mantle you now hold. Each choice you make, each word you speak, each action you take reverberates through the fabric of creation. Your life is no longer only about you. It is about the greater design, the unfolding of a destiny that touches countless others. But do not be afraid, for you do not walk this path alone. Every step you take in alignment is guided. The whispers of intuition, the synchronicities that appear, the peace that steadies your heart. These are the signs that you are being led. Trust that you are supported, that you are accompanied, that the divine walks with you in every movement. You are not carrying this weight by yourself. You are flowing in partnership with the one who created you, who sustains you, and who delights to see you rise. So now comes the question, the one that cannot be avoided. What will you create next? With this knowledge, with this power, with this calling, what reality will you bring forth? Will you choose to shape a life rooted in fear and limitation? Or will you rise to create a life of abundance, love, and service? The choice is yours. Creator mode does not impose itself upon you. It invites you, and the invitation is waiting for your response. Are you ready to step fully into your role as co-creator with the divine? Are you willing to align your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, and your actions with the highest truth of who you are? Are you prepared to create not only for yourself, but for the good of all? to bring forth blessings that ripple outward and uplift others? This is the threshold before you, and only you can decide if you will cross it. Beloved, know this: when you choose to embrace this role, the universe responds. Doors will open, paths will clear, opportunities will align. Not because life will suddenly become effortless, but because you will now see every challenge as part of the design, every trial as preparation, every step as divinely guided. You will no longer be carried by fate. You will shape fate itself in partnership with the eternal. So I bless you now as you prepare to step into this calling. May your journey in creator mode be filled with peace that surpasses understanding, with blessings that overflow, with clarity that illuminates every step. May you walk with courage, with humility, and with joy, knowing that you are chosen, empowered, and fully supported. May your life radiate as a testimony of what is possible when a soul awakens to its true identity as a co-creator with the divine. Go forth, beloved, and create boldly. Let your heart remain steady, your faith unshaken, and your spirit aligned with love. For the possibilities before you are endless, and the journey ahead is blessed. Step into it now, and may every moment become a reflection of the infinite power and peace that dwell within you. Beloved, as we come to the close of this sacred message, I want to leave you with a blessing from my heart to yours. May your days ahead be filled with peace that calms your spirit, strength that carries you through trials, and joy that reminds you of the beauty of life itself. May you walk with courage as you step into the fullness of your calling, and may each moment become a doorway into new possibilities. You are not alone on this journey. Heaven is with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and surrounding you with love. But remember, this path is not meant to be walked in isolation. We are building something greater together, a community of awakened souls who are choosing to live in alignment, to rise in faith, and to create lives that reflect light and truth. If this message has spoken to your heart, I invite you to help us share it with others who are searching, longing, and waiting for hope. And I ask you, dear one, to take a moment to comment below. Declare what resonated with you most, or simply write a word of affirmation such as, "I am ready," or even 777 as a signal of alignment. Your voice matters, your presence matters, and your words carry power not only for yourself, but also for those who will read and find encouragement in your testimony. I bless you until we meet again. Remain steadfast, remain aligned, and remain hopeful. And I will see you in the next message.